Okay, so metal.
Metal.
This show's about metal.
What is metal? We're going to spread the hidden value in music.
We're going to proselytize. We're going to get the word out there.
We are.
That's important.
And hello, welcome everybody to episode 46 of the Great Metal Podcast. You are here with Shredmaster Scott, Just Pete, and the Metal Evangelist Luke. We're going to war today. We're going to go to war. Matt Corns. Hello, Matt Corns. You're here bright and early, just in time to go to war. Today we are gonna we're gonna take a look at the titans, the kings of 8 metal genres, and then typically the pioneers. They're not all the pioneers, but they're typically they were there at the beginning of the genre. And they really elevated the genre. And then throughout the years, there's so many other bands that have come on the scene. And some of them, we might just have to say, are better than the pioneers. The students have maybe become the teachers. I don't know.
Taking down the Titans armed with an eggplant. That's all you need to do it. Right?
That's right.
What they'll suggest. If you want to take down John Petrucci in his Game of Thrones chair, just hurl that plant with all your power.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's innovative. You could come in with your machine gun. It's not as innovative,
It's probably better actually than the egg. Look, because this is past.
Oh, dude.
So decay now.
Oh,
so probably
yeah.
machine gun is better.
That's probably not even worth eating, man. Like
No,
I'd probably chuck that one.
Luke. It's going to be delicious.
Chaos. Right.
Garlic Deathface and Chrissy, hello. Welcome to the show. Okay. Well, we're going to get started. We got a lot of battling to do today. So, and some of you guys probably participated. We also had out on our Instagram page this week. We wanted your suggestions on what lesser known bands could take down the kings of the genre. And you guys gave us some great suggestions. So we'll get into
suggestions I've ever heard.
Maybe the worst. Yeah. But maybe the best.
Just kidding.
We're going to find out. So let's start with, tell you what, let's start with thrash metal.
Thrash me.
Quick word on this one. So, because the king of thrash metal that we chose, I won't throw Shred and Pete under the bus on this one. I chose these ones, and I chose Slayer for a very specific reason. Out of the four, the big four, obviously Metallica's the biggest in terms of, sales and, popularity and all that kind of stuff. But I also feel like Metallica throughout the years has veered outside of the genre of thrash. Whereas a band like Slayer is like, they are the definitive.
They slayed it, all the way to the end. They're just slaying thrash metal, which is true. Metallica got a little, they're trying to, whatever they were trying to do, get more mainstream. It started a long time ago, back with the Loads, really.
Totally. And there's nothing really wrong with that, to experiment and to move around a little bit. But I felt like if we're talking about thrash metal, Slayer exemplifies thrash metal, right? Yeah. The other thing to note here is how we ranked these is by YouTube channel views. That's not
the new way. That's the new way to do it.
Yes,
but who's selling records anymore anyways, right? So we got to use new metrics.
Well, it's also
who's selling, who's buying. That's what.
We should ask Dave Mustaine. He might know.
It's certainly not Peace. Peace isn't selling. So
nobody's selling or buying records was the point that I'm saying. Except maybe me. I buy a few records here and there, but
yeah. So this is not
I'm an old school headbanger.
By the way, watch Vinyl Wednesday, right? We put out great Vinyl Wednesdays where we go all the way back, kick it old school, listen to those vinyl records. It's good stuff.
And we've got some really, really good ones coming up too. So now the YouTube view channel metric is not perfect because, 17 different people might post the same video, and if they each get 1 million views, only 1 million are going to show up on the band's YouTube channel. So I mean, whatever. They're not perfect, but it's also a very easy metric to get. YouTube channel views, very simple to find. When you start getting into trying to find record sales, it's actually really hard to find that information, especially worldwide. Yeah. So anyway,
if you disagree with us, just know that you're wrong and we're right. That's basically what Luke's trying to say.
And is perfection what you really want?
No, it's not what I want.
We want to have fun.
Excellence. Yes. Excellent fun.
Girls just want to have fun. We just want to fight.
Well, that's what we're about to do. And you're actually going to see some fighting in this video clip as well as some blood. So if, this is not a PG rated show, as I'm sure everybody knows. But anyway, undisputed current king of thrash metal, Slayer. Let's check him out.
Hit the face, hit the fucking scene. Busy master king of fucking vanity. And get the time, I don't want anything from you. Feeding on my tolerance is all you fucking do. No looking back, no regret, no apology. What you get is what you see. We're killing ourselves a little more every day. Live fast, on high. Relentless, let it ride.
There's a lot of blood there. It wasn't raining from the sky, but it was like being vomited or various things going on there. But still blood. That song gets me amped. What a great track!
Well, that's thrash, right?
Particular fortitude. Yeah.
Totally. It's fast. It's furious. It's aggressive. I mean those drum beats. Now here's the up and coming contender. Here's the contender that we found. This is an American thrash metal band called Battle Cross. Let's check them out.
One day we'll find the answers. One day we'll know the truth. Till then I have this vaccine, because there is no cure. Don't be afraid to live your life while alive. You'll find every come from within. Greatest around immunity.
Okay.
Right.
Fast and furious. It's aggressive.
Yep. Almost has like some more death metal elements, some chugs,
because thrash typically doesn't have the death growl. And these guys, Battle Cross, they kind of go all over the place. But I don't know. This one, I think that Slayer retains kingship here. I mean, they're really freaking hardcore.
Based on what we just heard, I would definitely go with Slayer. Like the tone, the vibe of that Repentless track, man, you just feel the anger and the
the
a lot of power,
speed drive, more so with Slayer.
Yeah. Now the audience suggestion, the wild card here coming from the audience was the band Creator. So we got a clip of them. Let's see if Creator can take down Slayer
with a K.
And you
Satan is real, boys. Just remember that. He was right there in the woods. Whoa, that was creepy.
Yeah.
For a minute out there, I was like, this is lame. We're just playing patty cakes and whatnot. And then the devil shows up. Really cool music, though. I want to hear more of that band.
Yeah. They're much more like melodic than Slayer.
Slayer doesn't do anything that's really tonal that much. No offense, Kerry King. There's a lot of like atonal wanking of the whammy bar and whatnot.
Yeah, I kind of liked what was going on there with these guys, but I didn't think they were again, that drive of thrash wasn't there as much.
Garlic hit it. Because they had those maiden harmonies, right? In the guitar parts.
So maybe more Iron Maiden than Slayer, right? I don't know. I think Slayer holds the crown. I think
you're still going with Slayer, huh?
I'm gonna go with Slayer. I don't think
get the rocking horn.
Oh, there it is.
I don't think they can be dethroned by Battle Cross.
I don't know enough about Creator really to make a good judgment on that, but I really liked what I heard right there. That was cool.
When I think of thrash, what I heard from Slayer was thrash. What I heard from the other two bands was like, something a little bit different.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Slayer on a technicality.
Slayer holds the throne on a technicality. So,
but maybe there's not a lot of guys out there pushing good thrash. I mean, Slayer pioneered it, and maybe there's nobody out there innovating it. They're going in different directions.
Could be. So you guys let us know. We want to know what you guys think. Did Slayer just get their ass kicked off the throne?
Did they get slayed?
Did they get slayed? Or are they still king? So, all right. So that's thrash. Let's move on to, this is going to be controversial, progressive metal. Now, we know who the kings of progressive metal are, right?
There he is.
That's a good indication. Here it is. Here
you can't see the face of this guy launching an eggplant at him. We don't know who that is just yet.
That's David.
Could be one of our contenders, though. Anyway, let's check out Untethered Angel.
John Petrucci's guitar playing is so clear and clean. It's depressing. It's ridiculous.
Well, and the thing is, like, I mean, that kind of encapsulated so much of progressive music, right? You have this virtuosic playing, you have these like big melodies, you have a lot of moving parts between the instruments, you got unison lines all the time. This is like, these guys, they didn't pioneer they pioneered like progressive metal, but not progressive rock.
Yeah.
And they damn near perfected it.
Yeah.
Now
they basically took Rush and Metallica, right? And then made a hybrid love child. And I don't think, I mean, who's even close to Dream Theater in terms of brand recognition, album sales, internet views? I mean, it's like number 2 is going to be pretty distant. Totally.
So Dream Theater, their YouTube channel has 167.5 million views. Now, again, that doesn't include any of their videos that their record label's putting out. That's got millions and millions of more views.
Oh, right.
But their channel alone has 167.5 million. Now, what I keep seeing over and over again, and just Pete brought it up this week, is this band called Leprous.
Now
I can tell you, I have not listened. Here's the contender. Yeah, here comes Ken. Let's check out Leprous and see if they can dethrone Dream Theater
with leprosy.
Silent steps are echoing again. You'll find me here when I'm gone, where I made my surrender from the flame. I'll take my aim. Find me here when I'm gone, where I made my surrender from the flame. I'll take my aim.
Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't find a solo.
Okay.
My soul.
I don't know why these guys are being compared. I've seen this on the forums all the time. People are like, "Oh, you
Really?
like Dream
Yeah.
Theater? You need to listen to Leprous." And I'm like,
What?
"What?"
Based on
what-
that clip, I'm a little confused. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not the metal part. Okay, prog rock maybe, but I don't know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
prog
yeah.
metal.
Yeah,
Heaviness really isn't there. The best part about it was the girthy bass tone, but other than that, not a
Yeah.
whole lot of metal stuff happening.
yeah. So
I didn't
Matt,
mind what was going on. I just felt like it didn't
Pop
seem
sound,
like
yeah.
progressive metal.
Yeah.
which is fine. They're doing what they're doing, but yeah, I wouldn't compare them to Dream Theater.
yeah. So
Based
Matt
on
Korn said,
that, I haven't
know-
heard anything else from them.
yeah, very interesting vocalist. He has a pop like sound. He can go full distortion. I think that from the little bit of Leprous I have heard, I think that's 100% right. Like the music, the whole band's songs really revolve around the vocalist. Whereas I think like Dream Theater, it's very much around the instrumentation, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
And so
that's actually a good point too. Like I felt like the production, and it's hard to compare bigger and smaller bands, although a lot of smaller bands can get it if they put the work in. But the production value of that, it wasn't bad, but it was nothing like a Dream Theater album level of technical, not just like skill, but like the production, of what makes the album sound so deep and full.
sure. Well, so
needs more girth. I would
I don't-
say let's get some more girth going on.
I don't think Leprous has the girth to take down Dream Theater. Now, this was the audience contender, the wild card here, super interesting because almost 20% of the responses came back. It was the number one response was the band Crusade, which happens to be Shred's buddy. Become the
this
Night.
guy. Shout out to Mike, the music snob.
Mike the Music Snob's band Crusade was our audience's number one pick for a band that might be able to take down Dream Theater. So let's check out this clip. It's their song called Insatiable.
Tasty chords in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, there's some fun riffs and licks going on behind those vocals.
Clear mixing too. It's easy to hear the difference, between each instrument. The drums are clear versus guitars and the vocals.
The production was better and the style seemed on point for sure. Like you could listen to them and hear them being more like Dream Theater inspired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one's tough. I don't know if these guys take down Dream Theater, but they're coming for Dream Theater. So John Petrucci better
John.
walk out. Watch out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't walk out. Keep making music, but watch out because Crusade is on a crusade.
He might get uppercut.
KO.
Contender might just come right in.
That's a hell of a
yeah.
Vertical leap. Boom. Straight to the jaw. Yeah, that's going to take you out.
All
right, guys. So let us know, is Dream Theater still king of progressive metal? All right. Moving on to death metal. This is one of my favorite genres. Okay. I would say probably in terms of recognition, the king here is Cannibal Corpse, right? They're the Goliath. Now they have a relatively small YouTube channel, 25.4 million. I'm guessing that's because they just don't focus much on their social media game.
Yeah, a lot of these bands have no concept of how to grow their social media following.
Yeah. Well, some of these bands have hundreds of millions of views. Cannibal Corpse has 25. So anyway, let's check out the current kings of death metal.
The only attempt of my powers begins. Fraudulent thoughts, with serpents and whips, they raise the blades to the front of their men. Climax approaches and the blood will spill. Sexual sacrifice, mutilation, and death. Praise the Sodom! Praise the Sodom! Praise the Sodom! Praise the Sodom!
Priest of Sodom. If you listen closely, you can hear Alex Webster's bass lines because he uses his fingers, right? Which this is rare in death metal styles, but it gives the instrumentation a really cool timbre. It's probably most people are listening to Corpse grinding, but cool sounds going on there, because of that neck girth. It's hard to take your eyes off the prize there.
Yeah.
So much girth.
So Cannibal Corpse defines death metal. 25 million views on YouTube. Here's the contender, a band called Born of Osiris, an American death metal band. They have about just over 6 million views. Let's check out their song called Machine.
That's cool. Oh boy, Cannibal.
Ooh.
I'd be concerned if I was Cannibal Corpse. Those guys are up and coming. Really good production, creative arranging. You had like the exotic instruments.
They had some erotic scales in there.
Yeah, there was erotic scales, which extra points for that. Plus the at the end we were just getting into like a John Petrucci arpeggio section, a virtuosic part. More diverse than your average death metal band.
Yeah, they had the blast beats. Brian Walker says sounds more like gent.
Yeah, they're
very genty style.
The gent in there.
Yes.
Which, that wasn't my favorite part about it. I definitely like the more the exotic stuff and the arpeggios. Overall, I'd be worried, Corpse Grinder.
I would be too. I'm thinking that there's a real fight going on here. But we got to check out the audience's contender here first. So Wildcard, this surprised me a little bit because the number one coming in at like 40% of the votes was Amon Amarth. which
Oh,
I'm not sure I would classify them as just straight death metal, but that's the wild card here. So
yeah.
let's check out Raven's Flight.
Oh, did she? That's the hammer of Thor, isn't it? How'd she get a hold of that?
That's Mjolnir. 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 However you pronounce
I
that.
don't even.
Yeah.
It's weird because that's not really. Even though it's got the heavy vocals and heavy instrumentation, it doesn't feel like death metal to me.
I agree.
It's too melodic.
I agree. I'm not 100% sure where, because multiple people were throwing that one out there for death metal. Really, really good. Amon Amarant is like one of my favorite bands in their genre. But
Viking.
it's much more of the folk or pagan metal stuff.
Or smell.
I don't think they dethrone Cannibal Corpse, but I think Born of Osiris does.
Born of Osiris, I want to hear more of those guys from that short clip. There's some really cool things happening there.
Yeah, I think they hit all of the death metal elements, and then they were adding some new stuff.
They're adding some new stuff. Yeah,
that was really fun.
Yeah, whenever you try to just replicate, a past band, you fail, instant fail. Like you're not. Yeah. No, it's not going to happen. You have to add something new, take it in a different direction. And they seem to be doing that. So, Born of Osiris sounded good. Plus, maybe they're talking about mythology, extra points for that. That's Egyptian mythology, Osiris, and Ra, and all that stuff. So, interesting storylines. Not that priests of Sodom and getting, not that that's a bad story, but mythology is pretty cool.
Right. Yeah,
so I lost my audio there, guys, but I'm back now. I don't know. My headphones just cut out, and I couldn't get it. But can you hear me all right now?
We thought maybe you were just busy listening to all the good music.
No,
you're listening to
my headphones cut out, and I don't know. And then I tried my other headphones, and I think there's something going on funny on my computer. But I'm back.
All right, good to have you back.
I missed the good music
with the black.
You missed the death metal, yeah. All right, so let us know who takes the crown for death metal. And now we're going to move on to my favorite genre. I shouldn't say my favorite.
What?
Definitely one of my most listened to genres.
Is this WAP? WAP genre?
No, not WAP. Doom metal. We're going dark and gloomy in the doomy. So
I love
now this one's a little bit of a cop out because the reigning king we have as Black Sabbath, which technically they are considered doom metal. They are really considered they created heavy metal in general, but everybody kind of puts them in a doom metal category. And they definitely have some doomy elements, no question about it.
Yeah, if you listen to some of their songs, you're like, okay, I get it. I see where the doom came from. But then, there's a lot of their catalog that's not really doom, but you can see where bands would be listening to them and be like, oh, I kind of like that doom element that they're referencing that really started the genre going.
Yeah, because what they do, it's like some of it's slower. Doom is not about virtuosity at all. It's about that slow riff, right? It's a riff. It's a riff game, and no question,
you got to be a riff lord.
You got to be a riff lord. And Black Sabbath, they do have some great riffs. So.
It's not just a bunch of BS. Keep that in mind.
That's right. Here is Iron Man, arguably the start of doom metal right here.
If you guys ever look up the story on Iron Man, it's very involved and intricate and complex. It's about time travel and stuff. But there you go. Doom and gloom. Yeah.
Doom.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
You can see it. I mean, it's dark, it's slower, it's a great riff. And so
Black Sabbath headbang at like this pace.
Okay,
you know, Doom is all about the headbanging for those who don't like to hurt their neck.
Right.
Slow-mo headbang. Slow-mo bang.
That's good for me.
Black Sabbath has 615.8 million views on their YouTube channel. And now
how many?
They're 615.8 million.
They're so close to the 666.
Now, this is funny because the contender here is a band called Green Carnation. Fantastic band. Actually started by the ex-bass player of the black metal band Emperor. Anyway, Green Carnation. I got into these guys.
Isan or something?
No, it wasn't Isan.
Guitar player. Okay, someone else.
Yeah, but these guys I got into these guys back in 2005 or something. They released an album called Light of Day, Day of Darkness. It's one track that's an hour long. Oh man, hooked ever since. So
that belch was
let's check out. That was almost as long, as the song.
Impressive.
So here's Green Carnation. The song is called Leaves of Yesteryear.
That's cool, Doom. Nice crushing power chords.
Yes.
Quality. Some nice melodies.
Oh, yeah. And
you're gonna put
those
boys,
sad lyrics.
Yeah, sad lyrics. I thought you were going to put your Insomnium boys in here.
Well, Insomnium's not Doom. They're melodic death. And I would, except I was looking for the little guys. Like Insomnium's actually pretty big now. And and there's 20,000 amazing bands to choose from. It's really hard to narrow it down to one. Yeah, it's really tough.
I think those guys are pretty good. I would definitely give them a seal of approval.
Nothing like some blast beats to congratulate Doom.
Those are fat beats.
Fat beats.
The fat beats congratulating Doom. Now,
isn't
the audience
just one guy though, Green Carnation, or is it an actual band, or is it a one man band?
He's gone through a whole bunch of different iterations of the band. I think Light of Day, Day of Darkness. He wrote everything. It was about his daughter or for his daughter or something. But he does have other musicians play on other albums. So he's kind of all over the place.
Gotcha.
Fantastic. Okay. Now, the audience suggestion here, is so it's the band Candlemass, which was almost the reigning king of, they would be the reigning king of doom metal if it weren't for Black Sabbath, right? Because Candlemass really took that style and made doom into like the current form of doom. So, and they've got some newer stuff. They're doing some interesting stuff with doom metal.
When did they start, Luke? When did
Candlemass? Probably like early 80s.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up here in a minute. But let's check out The Pendulum.
Sounds medieval.
This is Doom, man.
Oh, 12 string.
Yeah, see.
It's all about the pendulum there.
That's good stuff. So, interesting comment by Demerzer Zero. Dime Zero. I got it. All Doom is recycled Sabbathers. Right. That's kind of the thing, right? Is like Sabbath, like kind of like gave Doom all the ingredients. And then all of these bands came along and started doing stuff with the different ingredients. So yeah. Candlemass. So it was 1984 is when they formed Shred.
Okay. I'm not very familiar with Candlemass. I'm gonna do my research on them.
Yeah, the early stuff was a lot doomier and darker. But I mean, they still certainly keep that same vibe. It's got that, sad, sorrow, gloom, evil feel to it.
That's what I like. So tasty. I could slurp on doom and gloom and darkness and evil all day.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so out of these ones here, I'm actually going to have to throw it. My favorite is Green Carnation, but I'm going to have to throw Candlemass, The Crown. I took it to Black Sabbath and I gave it right to Candlemass because I do think that Candlemass did a better. They refined Doom. Even though Black Sabbath kind of like, invented it and gave the raw ingredients there, Candlemass, what they did with it was so incredible. Led the way for bands like Draconian and
maybe we should do a whole show on Doom. Isn't like My Dying Bride? Is that Doom?
Yeah. My Dying Bride would fit in the Doom category.
We should do a Doom episode.
It is
or
so
Draconian
good.
too. Draconian's Doom.
Oh
Draconian
yeah, Draconian's great.
They're riff lords.
Yeah,
and like a lot of times in prog metal and thrash, we're just going so fast. It's hard to really get the sense of that melodic riff. Iron Man's a perfect example. It's that riff was so good that Ozzy sang the damn thing, right? So,
right.
Like they're really putting a lot of care and attention into, the integrity of the riff and making sure that line is really strong. And I think that's just a great way to approach writing music in general, especially for a guitarist. So I get.
Then you have to ask yourself if it's good slow. Is it better fast? More is more.
More is more. Well, the whole philosophy. We got to get Yngwie on the show and really break that down. Let's ask him to kind of like, divulge the secrets of how you get the more is more effect. Break it down.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to symphonic metal. This is always a fun one. So I would say the Undisputed Kings here with 490.1 million views.
Got to be Nightwish, right?
Nightwish, yeah, Nightwish. Yeah. They're the big dogs in this arena.
How many? How many?
490.1.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So this is the album that really like launched them into the stratosphere was the album Once. And so here is a clip from their song Nemo.
Cold snow.
That's Finland, man.
Got a Promethean vibe here. the birds and the stone.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
like
that's a hook. That keyboard line, that was a hook, man.
oh
And
yeah.
the cool thing about it was it's like there's a riff going on at the same time, but then your ear is kind of slowly dragged away to that keyboard line. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, it's really good. And Dime Zero massively improved with the change of vocalist. Which one? Be like Anetta Olsen
Flaw.
or
We're talking about
Floor?
Flaw.
Gotta be Floor.
Yeah,
I get
Floor is
floored.
incredible.
I'm floored. Whenever I listen
Floored.
to Nightwish now, it's like, wow. I'm floored.
They just did a big live stream event. I didn't see it. Did anybody catch it? Did anyone watching catch it?
They were like doing a lot of promo for it and stuff. But you click on everything and you never get to the show. You know, they're trying to put it behind some kind of paywall. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, you had to buy tickets.
How you make money?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to do it the old way. They're trying to do it the old way.
Yeah. Well, so Nightwish, these guys, they set the standard for sure. But can somebody beat them? So here is the contender, a Spanish symphonic metal band called Diabolus in Musica. Let's check out their song Invisible.
The devil in me.
You're a crazy dancer in an empty stage. Time to go back to a world where you
What the hell?
Oh,
that was funny. What was the name of it? Invisible Dancer? It's not Tiny Dancer like Elton John, but
No, it's just Invisible. The song, I mean, it's like, what she says is you're a crazy dancer in an empty stage. The whole song is about being incredibly talented and like nobody knows.
Wow, that's
Right?
interesting.
It's like, and ultimately that's what like part of this episode is about, like getting exposure. Like, here's the thing. If you're Justin Bieber, if you're Taylor Swift, you better go home and pray to whatever God you believe in every single night that I never find a magic genie lamp, because it's the most insane thing to me that all of this music we're listening to today is so good. It is so good. And they are so unrecognized and so underappreciated. And then you have guys like Justin Bieber running around in private jets and everything. It makes me so mad. Anyway, this song, Invisible,
preach it. This will not. This aggression will not stand.
That's the Big Lebowski said.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yes,
that's a good point too that you brought up about the songs about getting seen, recognition. And just because you're talented, that doesn't mean people are going to discover you. That, by the way, is true AF. If you're like forming a band right now and you think people are going to notice you just because you're good, that is 666% false.
Yeah. So also, by the way, looks like our stream just got canceled or something. People are getting hit with copyright.
Copyright, I don't know.
Or are we still streaming, or are we?
It says we're streaming.
I think we're streaming, but we're being blocked while we're streaming. So
that's
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Guys, let us know in the comments if you can actually still see us or if it kicked everybody off.
Yeah, no, I just clicked on it. It says stream unavailable.
Was it because of Diabolus and Musica?
Yeah, but it's back on now.
Oh, okay.
It's weird.
Well,
it like blocks while you were playing the clip.
The copyright recognition is so fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't even.
They typically don't get you live. They'll get you like 15 minutes after we're done. They'll block us, but they got us live this time. Welcome back, everybody.
They killed us. It was probably Nightwish, most likely, because they were like 500 million views on their channel, and these guys no one's heard of.
It's true.
Are 370,000 views. If we got blocked from their channel, it's like they're invisible and will remain invisible.
Yeah, they're trying. This is the thing.
Yeah.
And these bands that are like copywriting, like blocking the people from using their own music, they're screwing themselves over, because like we're trying to get the music out there right now and nobody can listen to it. And so it's like,
point is to preach the word of good music,
and then go buy these albums, go to their shows, do whatever you got to do to support them. But it's just madness.
Also this is on the bands too. You guys have to learn, start a Patreon page, and figure out how to sell your merch, and like it's a different environment. We could do a whole show on this.
This is funny. So Dime Zero said that there was no interruption on Twitch. What's funny about that is we get our video taken down on Twitch every single week as soon as we're done streaming. So apparently Twitch doesn't check until we're done streaming.
Unless you're Metallica.
Unless you're Metallica.
If you're Metallica, and you're playing your own music.
Down.
Yeah.
They play elevator music over them. Okay. Yeah. Well, so we should finish the show here. Okay, so symphonic music, Nightwish.
Hey,
Undisputed
Epica too. You got it. Epica is another fantastic symphonic metal band. And I feel like I'm forgetting a couple, but
there's a million of them, and they're all really good. But funny that you should mention Epica, because on Instagram, that was by the 75% of the respondents said, "What band can take down Nightwish?" Epica. So let's check out Epica. This is Storm the Sorrow.
I tried to peer into the core, but could not storm the sorrow. My hollow heart has bled me dry, left me to stray. Another time with a chance, condemn me now, send me to intertwine the lines that swim beneath the dark. Realize the pain we live in, demonize the need we relive. No, in the memories I'll dig deep and often out. Centuries of dreams unending. The mother made it heal their tears when someone had betrayed.
I think the only one who can challenge Flaw is going to be Simone.
Yeah.
I mean, who else?
And they are. I looked it up. They're 52 million. So they're like 10%, 12% or whatever of the of Nightwish.
Nightwish
right?
was almost half a billion, right?
Yeah. So they're definitely smaller, because I don't think of these guys as small. And I mean, relatively, they've made it, I would say, right? They're successful.
Yes.
But they're definitely a lot smaller. And that's interesting.
They don't do as much, though. They don't tour as much. They don't probably release as much music.
Well, and Mark Jansen is involved in a whole bunch of other projects too, right?
Yeah,
and so it's like, I mean, there's, and he's really like the main driving force behind the composition. Yeah. Oh no, they said we're down again.
Epica must have blocked us. It'll come back on then.
I think at this point, YouTube's just going to block every single thing we do.
Yeah, they're just they're going to block any music we play until they can check it.
YouTube doesn't care. It's just whether or not these bands, have that set up. And,
well, the band isn't. Oh, right. If they have it to pre-block, I was going to say they're not watching the show right now, so they're not responding that quick. But the algorithm is right.
Yeah. So YouTube couldn't care less. So it's those two bands, the last two bands we played. That's the way their label has it set up.
What's really bizarre about it, though, is this is the first time we've played a lot of this kind of stuff in the past, and we get blocked right after the show, but we never get blocked during the show.
Now. Yeah, it's evolved. It's evolved.
Yeah. Well, okay. we can actually probably get through this next category. We got 3 left. We're not going to get through them all. But this next one, there's no way we're going to get blocked. Black metal. Who's gonna? You know what? Let's say if we're going to get blocked, let's go all the way and get blocked. Let's do folk metal. These are by far and away the biggest. Other than Black Sabbath. So folk metal. The thing here is like these Celtic and pagan ritualistic type melodies and things like that. Biggest band by far on YouTube, and they've been around a long time, is Mago de Oz. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm not 100% sure. But they've got just under 600. Just under. Oh, please don't.
But you'll sing higher notes. Be able to sing higher notes. That'll be one good thing.
That's true. That's true. I could. Okay, so let's check out Mago de Oz. The name of the song is Fiesta Pagana 2.0. Oh,
wow. Yeah,
good
it's
stuff.
Very folky. The folk instruments are very present in the mix. In fact, they're louder than the distorted guitars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
where's that band from?
They're from Spain.
Spain. Yeah.
Yep. Super cool group. They do a lot of really, really fun stuff. Now the counterpart here, the contender to Mago de Oz in the folk metal scene, and there's a lot of different subgenres of folk metal, but the contender here with 1.9 million views on YouTube is Elven King. These guys are a lot of fun. So here is The Moon and the Magic.
That blow away. Ghosts on the horizon of our stories soon to begin. On the altar of oracles, rules I dispose. Dead veins and aftermath. What a crescent shaped moon in the dark of the woods. Magic.
All right. It's a little groove happening there.
Yeah. So who pulled that one off better? You know, I mean, Mago de Oz, they are killing it. Elven King, though, they're out in the forest. Mago de Oz is in a
Elven
studio.
King. Yeah, I like Elven King.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get quite a bit.
Super, super fun music. I love folk metal stuff, Viking metal, pagan metal, all that kind of stuff. Just a big fan.
Do they talk about, the folk themes and mythology?
I mean, that song was called The Moon and Magic. So
okay.
Druids, they love talking about like druids and things like that. It's very like they're in like, witchcraft and potions and whatnot. Super fun stuff. I love it. Now, the audience contender here is an incredible band. I didn't even think about these guys, but and I don't know how to pronounce this. It's Eluvitie, Eluveitie, Eluvitie. These guys have been around for a long time. Really, really fun stuff. But they're like pagan metal, but they also have a grunter, a death growls. I don't know if there's one in this clip or not, but anyway. So here's the audience suggestion for who might be able to unseat Mago de Oz. Eluvitie, song is called Atenatos.
Ooh. Okay, now we're talking. I don't know. That's that might be the best one yet in the genre.
I agree. I think those guys take the cake, particularly because they have a grunter, and I love death growls.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Eluvite is the new king of folk metal.
When did they start, Luke? How long have they been around?
Oh, long time.
I feel like I've heard that name around, but good production on that too.
Yeah,
it sounded pretty bitchin'.
So they formed. They're from Switzerland, which is interesting. They formed in 2003. I was gonna say I was listening to them back in like 2008, 2009.
I wonder if they eat Swiss cheese. Do you like Swiss cheese?
They might.
Swiss cheese made in Switzerland? Probably so.
Well, they have all kinds of cheeses there. And they're all Swiss by definition.
I love cheese. I love
it. Yeah.
Not to sound cheesy or anything, but I do
okay.
Like it. First made in Switzerland in the 15th century. That's the history of Swiss cheese
century.
in one line.
1400s. Wow.
Okay. So now here's the thing. So if we get into power metal, we got Halloween and Ed Guy.
Did you get the song Halloween by Halloween? That's my favorite.
I did not. Was that the name of a song or was that an album?
No, it's a song.
Oh.
Halloween's Halloween. How could you not get those two confused, right? Halloween.
Yeah, that's close.
That's the best.
Hopefully we don't get blocked here. But so Halloween, obviously one of the pioneers of the power metal genre. They're from Germany. Fantastic. Same like Blind Guardian, right? I mean, these guys are like the big dogs.
Those guys are so good. Hansi Courage.
And incredibly influential on all kinds of different genres of music, not just power metal. But anyway, here is Halloween, My God-Given Right.
It's my God-given right. It's my God-given right to stand and fight for what I love. It's my God-given brain that cried in pain would I resign. God-given right, there's nothing to gain if I won't restrain. There's nothing to fight if I stay behind. It's my God-given right.
Oh.
Those guys have a lot of fun.
Nice.
You gotta love Halloween. I mean, it just is what it is. I love that song. Wait a minute. Seventh Sign of a Seventh.
No.
Keeper of the Seven Keys. Whatever.
Well, that's Camelot.
Keeper of the Seven Keys. I think it has something to do with seven or higher. Maybe the song's called Higher. I have no idea what. Anyway, they've got some good songs. Check them out. It's just like good vibes.
Good vibes. Yep. That's power metal, right? Good vibes.
Yeah.
And okay, here's their contender. We can probably get through this here. Their contender, oh goodness gracious, is okay. So Tobias Sammet is the mastermind of a whole bunch of different bands. And one of his side bands is called Ed Guy. And so let's check out Ed Guy, All the Clowns. Why are all the clowns gone?
What I think I'll do is start a band called Shred Guy, and then I'll go on tour with Ed Guy. And
there you go.
I just think that would have a nice ring to it.
So Tobias has been spending a lot of his time on Avantasia, which is another one of his big side projects. I don't know when the last Ed Guy album came out, but incredible band. His voice, just like he's done some work with Trans-Siberian Orchestra before. He's done some work with Aaron, because Aaron Anthony Lucasen, Arion and Avantasia are like, competing in that space, the rock operas. So anyway, super cool stuff. Now the audience contender for power metal, it completely split. There weren't two of the same bands. So it was Blind Guardian, a band called Hybria, then Sabaton, and then Herman Lee with his computer. Herman Lee with his computer can do a lot, let me tell you.
What is that? What's Herman Lee with his computer?
Herman Lee, from Dragon Force, and it's like just him and his computer. He's the best power metal guy, apparently. According to one of our fans. So anyway, okay. So before we get blocked again, we're gonna wrap it up here. We didn't get to black metal, but we'll talk about black metal next time. Some fun stuff there.
It'll be more black.
So we will do what we got to do to get this video back up. Really appreciate everybody staying with us here.
Always listen on the podcast download too, just audio. If you need some playback.
Yep, because inevitably some of these video clips are probably going to get cut out of the YouTube video, or at least they'll be muted. So anyway, appreciate everybody joining us. Let us know who takes the crown in each of these genres, these metal genres. We want to know what you guys think. So, all right, until next week, you know the deal. The world ends with you, so make it metal.